Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and thanks for checking this video out. It is for an eBay listing, but if you happen to stumble across it through a random YouTube search or a suggestion, and you have any questions about these vehicles, please give me a call at the number listed above. You can speak to me directly, or you can find us online, Facebook, Instagram, this YouTube channel, or even the eBay store at Power Stance Import Export. Also, please like and subscribe to the video. We've always got new inventory coming in, which means new videos. So if you've ever wanted to own a Land Rover Defender or anything 4x4 diesel that you can't get here in the United States, that's what we specialize in. We are a licensed used car dealer located right here in Oxford, Michigan. Hey folks, and up for sale today I've got a lovely Arles Blue 1991 Land Rover Defender 90 with the 200 TDI turbo diesel. This is a right-hand drive UK import. It has been legally imported. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle. I'll show you the inside, outside, underside, and we'll take it for a test ride. Now, as I've said in previous videos, the main things you want to check out on Land Rovers are the bulkhead, the chassis, the door bottoms, and the footwells. This vehicle has a replacement galvanized chassis and a replacement galvanized bulkhead. So this bulkhead, as you can see, is galvanized steel, and the chassis has a fresh coating of wax oil on it as well. You can see a little bit of the galvanizing right there where the hook is moved. So this chassis and this bulkhead are never going to rust on you in your lifetime. Okay, so very solid, very clean Defender 90. Let's take a walk around it. Starting off here at the front, we got a nice set of LED lights and signals up front. Pretty standard grille, light surrounds, and bumper. Bumper's in pretty decent shape. A little bit of rust on the corners there. The grill is nice. Under the bonnet here, tiny little bit of rust here on the corners of the bonnet, but all in all pretty decent shape. No sound deadening material on the bonnet, but the engine is very clean. This is the 200 TDI, super clean looking cylinder head. Hoses, belts, all good. Again, there's a good look at the galvanized bulkhead. There's the footwells in great shape. Intake hoses all look good as well. There's your turbo. There's your heater box. All right, on the passenger side here, there's a little bit of a divot here from standing on the wings there, which is pretty typical, but no dents in the front corners here. Stock wheel arches in flat black. Again, bulkhead corners all great. This is galvanized. Vents in great shape. Vent seals, windscreen seal all good. No chips or cracks in the windscreen. Mirrors are flat black as well. So the doors are pretty decent shape. There's a little bit of a paint chip here where the paint got scraped off a little bit, and a pretty decent scratch right there going down the side. And another little paint chip right there. But all in all, pretty decent doors. No corrosion at the tops at all. A tiny little bit of corrosion on the bottoms, but the frames are in great shape. I believe these are replacement doors as well. They probably have been replaced once. So a tiny little bit of surface rust on the bottom and a little bit of a weld right here at the corner, but I'd say these doors are a solid 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Pretty decent. Door card's good, and they do shut quite nice. So pretty decent doors. All right, on the interior here, we've got your standard stock vinyl seat covers, no center cubby box, so we got a 3-seat bench up front basically. There's a good look at the footwells. Galvanized steel there, so those are all in great shape. Rubber tunnel cover. Dashboard's in good shape as well. Now that is a carpeted headliner, so the stock car headliner has been removed and replaced with pretty decent looking carpet. Now on the exterior here, this was a van side, so these windows have been installed later on, so those are in good shape and newer. The cappings are all great, no rust on the cappings. And we do have a brand new set of Goodyear Wrangler Authorities on 16-inch Defender Boost alloys, all in great shape. These tires are really actually a great tire for a Defender. Pretty quiet on the road and great off-road. You can see real chunky treads on there, so great for off-road. And again, this is a replacement chassis, so no welds, all galvanized, in great shape, will never rust on you, all in great shape. Moving around here to the back, passenger side corner, pretty decent shape. A little bit of corrosion on the door bottom in the rear. In the back, the rear door is in pretty good shape as well. Only a tiny little bit of surface rust that just needs another coat of paint on it. But all in all, pretty decent. Rubber floor mats in the back here. Standard bench seats. A little bit of wear and tear on the center bulkhead, or the inner bulkhead. But all in all, pretty decent shape. I'll try not to say that again. I know I say it a lot. Spare tire carrier on the back, full-size tire. It's got the swing away tire carrier. Driver's side corner, a little bit of corrosion here. But again, beautiful set of good rich Wranglers, I mean Goodyear. And the only other little blemish here, there's a hole here that could be easily repaired, but that is pretty much it for blemishes on the vehicle. Driver's side looking fantastic as well. Super beautiful glossy Arles blue paint. Just a little bit of corrosion on the door bottoms, which sadly is pretty typical for these Land Rover doors, but also very typical is to have corrosion up here right below the windows. And as you can see, this door is in great shape. And again, just a little bit of surface rust on the door bottoms. Those could easily be just repainted, something rust proof. And pedals in great shape. Again, there's the footwells, all galvanized. Final seats. We do have 149,000 miles on the clock, and the 200 TDI fires right up. There's the glow plug light. Fuel gauge is working, temperature gauge is working. Very smooth running engine. Very clean oil. No blow by or back pressure, just a tiny bit of vibration, which is typical for a diesel. And no smoke out of the tailpipe. All right, so let's take a look underneath. All right, here in the rear of the vehicle, this is the 200 TDI axle, but it does have rear disc brakes, so this has been upgraded to a 300 TDI axle, which is nice. There's your A-frame ball joint looking good. Rear axle nice and clean. And driver's side shock springs all look good as well. And rear disc calipers and brakes all looking good. And again, there's the bottom of the chassis. Really no need to look at this chassis at all. It is perfect. There is nothing wrong at all with this. But I'll show you anyways. Okay, there's a look at the rear axle. Pinion seal looks great, no leaks there. There's your drive shaft, your muffler, center differential, and center cross member all look good. Now here's your fuel tank. There is some chipping away at the metal here, but this whole piece here is a protective cover, so that's not actually the fuel tank. This is your fuel tank here, and it's got some rust proofing on here. So pretty decent shape. There's your center outrigger. And moving up here to the front, there's the back side of the front axle. And here we are on the passenger side. Again, there's your front outriggers in great shape. And again, those are all part of the new chassis as well, so those are all galvanized. Bushings all look good. Rear control arm bushings, great shape as well. And up front, there's a good look at the front swivel joints. Seals look good. Brake rotor dust covers are in place, which is good. There's a new drop arm ball joint. And same deal on the passenger side. Swivels look good, clean. Tie rod end boots look good. And there's the bottom of the motor, super clean. So that sump seal has been done recently. Super good shape. Front axle, no dripping anything out of the front fill plug. Very clean looking undercarriage and very clean chassis. Okay, so let's take her for a drive down the road and join me in a small cringe because I just washed and I just detailed this car for the video and the pictures, and I have to get this video done, but it just rained and now we're gonna get mud all over this beautiful Land Rover. Unfortunately, that's what you get living on dirt roads. Okay, so there's first gear and second gear. Super solid chassis. You can tell on a vehicle like this, all the body mounts have been replaced, and the way it absorbs the bumps and the way it feels going down the road is completely different than an older vehicle with a lot of miles on it. So it runs great. The gearbox is super solid. The gear changes are great. No clunking at all in the gear changes. And we're on a dirt road here with potholes and really not hearing any kind of rattling at all. And it just sounds super solid going down the road. It feels super solid. And we're going about 35 miles an hour. There was a real bumpy section there and just absorbs all the bumps. So going uphill here, we'll downshift into third gear. All right. So we'll accelerate here. There's third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear. Absolutely no grinding at all in the gearbox, no clunking in the gear changes, and the suspension is super solid. Engine runs great. So we'll come to a stop here. Brakes are working great as well. No shaking at all in the steering wheel, no pulling right or left, no squeaking in the brakes. Brakes are working perfectly. All right, so we'll throw it in reverse. Oh my gosh, there's mud on the windows already. Okay. Anyways, let's go through the gears again. First gear, second gear. We'll give it the beans. And that is 40 miles an hour in third gear. Fourth gear, 45. And fifth gear, 50 miles an hour. So this thing will happily do 65 miles an hour, 70 on the highway, but probably the sweet spot is right at 65 miles an hour, and it'll do 25 to 30 miles per gallon all day. Super efficient, 200 TDI turbo diesel. And this is one of my most reasonably priced vehicles, and it's the best value for the money with the galvanized chassis and the galvanized bulkhead. And just a great little truck with a few exterior blemishes, but that is it. This is going to make somebody a really good truck.